Hey, how's it going? I had a very good thrifting run today, despite a lot of interference being run by people who were on drugs. Okay, I'm a full-time clothing reseller. This is 95% clothing with a couple of exceptions. One, I got a little metal and plastic stool that I will be taking with me to this particular Goodwill because it slots right into the hand carts that they have, and they don't allow you to sit on the furniture. And it's really important to take breaks and rest. I have found I have overtaxed my body a little bit thrifting. I also got a CD set of The Moth, which is a storytelling series that I believe was on NPR. And that I bought for myself / to resell if I don't like it. And they're worth around $30, $40. Okay, so the rest of this stuff is clothing. This is an unfamiliar brand to me. It is over 100% sell-through though. It's Shinesty, Shinesty. This is a men's 2-button seersucker blazer / sport coat. This material is called seersucker. You see the texture and the striping, and it is lightweight, summery material. That's called seersucker. It's out of season right now. This video is coming out in January. But come the warmer months, this stuff will be in pretty high demand and will be worth a significant amount of money. And I don't know exactly how much this is worth, but it is worth. That noise that you occasionally hear in the background of my videos is the central heating. This is a brand new with tags pair of Dickies work pants. Work stuff tends to sell pretty well. I just looked briefly at these numbers, but they looked promising, and these were only $7. I got 2 pairs of them. Just black chino pants. New with tag stuff has quicker sell-through than used typically. Another pair. I think these are a slightly different model, but same basic idea. Dickies is not worth picking up used unless you can get it for very, very, very cheap, or if it's something special. This is one of 3 Vineyard Vines pieces that I bought and didn't actually look any of them up because I have faith in this brand. This is a brand I just started finding on a regular basis more recently. I've only sold it a handful of times. I could have included it potentially in that video that I released of brands that I buy unconditionally, but there are typically conditions that I attach to this. Today was not one of those days though. I bought this despite having quite a bit of fading on the collar. But this is a denim, lightweight denim men's button-down shirt. And denim stuff sells well. This is a vintage tag. Don't know the era, probably 80s. This size of material tag is faded to the point where you cannot read it. But this is probably worth $20, $25. You would think that vintage Levi's stuff would be worth more money than that. In my experience, I have not been able to sell these vintage button-down shirts for more than around 30, and that's pushing it. We'll see. Almost never buy Zara stuff, but these kinds of shirts have very high sell-through. This particular set of keywords that I searched, Zara men's shirt, small floral, and I think this might be slim fit. Yeah, it's a slim fit. So these are 2 really valuable keywords / key phrases to know. Floral, which refers to flowers, and slim fit. Both of those amplify the value of a shirt typically. And these all over floral prints sell well enough that you can almost disregard brand, but not quite. Hence Zara. Zara is fast fashion. It's slightly above H&M, but not by much. This is a brand new with tags pair of Tesla women's leggings or activewear pants. Didn't look them up. Seems like a no-brainer at $5. This is just a really solid, consistent seller. I don't buy all J. Crew stuff, but stuff that has a few modifiers on it. So this is, again, a slim fit Oxford shirt. Oxford, of course, refers to a textured cotton shirt with a button-down collar. Good to know, even if it doesn't say Oxford on it, you can still list it as one. And they straddle the line between a casual shirt and a formal, or a dress shirt rather. But I've sold these before and they sell quite well. This was $7. Sort of like J. Crew, I typically stay away from Banana Republic unless it is something unusual. So, Filpucci, however you pronounce that, that is not a common fabric or word to see on these tags. So I just ran the numbers and they were good. And I looked it over for flaws. You have to be very, very careful with anything wool because it typically will have holes in it more often than not. This is $7. When I say I run the numbers, what I mean is, if you're new to the channel, I will key in on a specific set of keywords. I'll key in on the keywords, as is my wont. Did I have a booger in my nose the whole time? I'll see in post. So, Banana Republic, sorry, running the numbers. So I'll look at the current actives that adhere to a set of keywords. So for that, it was Banana Republic, the name of that fabric, men's sweater small, or sweater men's small. I'll look at the number of actives, I'll flip over to solds, compare those two numbers, and then I'll compare the solds to the number of completeds. And that gives you a pretty fairly reasonably accurate picture of how much demand there is for the item and how much supply there is. It is a little bit treacherous. So I was puzzling over the fact that a lot of the times when you run those numbers, the actives versus the solds, those two sets of numbers, the actives usually, or often rather, will be dramatically top heavy. So it'll be 2, 3, 5, 10 times more actives than solds. But if you go over to completed listings and compare completed listings to sold listings, the numbers will be much closer together. Sometimes they will be so close together that it represents nearly 100% sell-through. So for example, if I look something up that had 200 actives and 50 solds, if you just went by those numbers, that would look like an item that doesn't have a whole lot of demand for it, maybe not something you'd want to buy. But if you flip over to completeds and there are 59 completeds versus 50 sold, that's a dramatically different picture, and that actually happens a lot. So I've started paying really, really close attention to completeds versus solds and giving that a little bit more weight over actives versus solds. Both are important to look at. And I had actually a viewer comment, because I made a whole video about this, comment, because I couldn't figure out why this was happening, and they figured out the most plausible explanation is that a lot of sellers hide their sold listings. They make them private because they think that it cuts down on competition, presumably. But that throws all those metrics out the window unless you look at completed listings. So I think for that reason, completed versus sold is probably a much safer space to play in than actives versus solds. Anyway, maybe that was longer than necessary, but this is how I source all of my stuff, and this is a major shift in methodology from what I was doing previously, even when I started this channel. So important to talk about. You will see an important keyword here, slim fit, And what's the other keyword? It is floral. I've said all I need to say about that one. This one I got for $6. I have never sold this brand before. If you look at the material tag, you will see lamb leather. So I might make a video slash spend some time thinking about the idea of sell-through, universal sell-through just based on, sorry, I turned face recognition off. There it is. I'll have to turn it back on. I might make a video about the best materials, fabrics to resell. Lamb leather would certainly be in that video. Lamb leather is typically very, very high quality and very expensive. So I couldn't find any exact comps, but this is not going to sell for less than $50. The other big one that comes to mind is cashmere. Regardless of brand, if it's cashmere and if it's in good condition, meaning it doesn't have holes in it or stains, it is almost without question worth buying. If the price is right. Men's polo shirt. Got it for $6. I bought these for myself. There's no fitting room, so I couldn't try them on. But if I can't wear them, these actually have high sell-through. J brand is very hit or miss, but this is called the Cane model, and it's black velvet. I guess technically chinos, but they're cut like jeans and they look like jeans. So black velvet jeans. Got these for $7. Hopefully they fit me though. This was a gut check. Got it for $4. This is, I believe, a staff shirt from this place. This is a famous bar in Cabo San Lucas. And it's the big tourist draw. I've actually been there and it sucks a little bit. A lot. But there's one sold for a t-shirt that sold for $40. So I'm guessing this is probably worth at least that. This is one of my buy on site brands, Marmot. This is a women's button up shirt. Button up versus button down because this does not button to the shirt. If this buttoned to the shirt like those Oxfords, it would be considered a button down, but it is not, so it is a button up. And this is a plaid, and I believe I am probably going to list this as Madras plaid, M-A-D-R-A-S. That's that family of color schemes when it comes to plaid. It's a women's shirt. Women's because if you're looking at it directly, the buttons will be on the right side. If it's a men's shirt, it'll be on the left side. This is all from one Goodwill, by the way. I am spoiled for choice when it comes to Goodwills in LA. They are all excellent for clothing. I have sold this brand before, and it sells quite well. I almost never find it. Got it for $2. Probably sell for 20. J. Crew work shirts do not have terribly high sell-through, but the sell-through isn't awful. It's probably around 70% sell-through. This was $7. The reason I pulled the trigger on it, I typically like 100% sell-through, or close to it, or greater than, but this is a plaid flannel. And I'm sorry if you know all of these details, but I was watching one of my other haul videos and I felt like I was rushing through it, and there was more information that I could bequeath unto you, my loving viewers. So, a couple things. Flannel is really soft twill fabric, cotton fabric. And this is gingham plaid, Gingham. Yep, plaid. And those keywords equal sale. Plaid flannel stuff tends to sell pretty well. Certainly adds a little bit of value to a shirt. I am starting to buy linen stuff again because I know that it's going to slowly start coming into season. This is a 100% linen basic button up short sleeve shirt from LL Bean. Got it for $6. Goodwill was running a sale today, tomorrow, and the day after. All short sleeve shirts and t-shirts are buy 3, get a 4th shirt free. Here's the last of the Vineyard Vines. It's a men's small. Once again, a floral shirt. Don't know why there were so many floral shirts in the Goodwill today, but so there were. And this was $6. Be careful with this brand. It does not all sell. A lot of it actually sells quite poorly. But these kinds of shirt, long sleeve or short sleeve Henley shirts, sell phenomenally well from John Barbados. And this is not a proper Henley. A Henley is a t-shirt or a long sleeve pullover shirt that buttons right at the collar. This is kind of a mock Henley. These aren't actually buttons. These are just rivets. But that will sell. It is a little bit of a weird color, the purple, but it's $4. 20 or 25 for that. And check it out. There is a theme to this video today. Could have been all from the same guy. In fact, that is probably exactly what it is. I'm still going to list this as floral. Yeah, I guess that's not a stretch. Those are flowers. I thought they were clovers when I was looking at it in the store. $7. $7. Last item. Big shouts to Rick, Thrift Fever. This was in one of his recent videos of brands that he buys unconditionally. And I don't remember ever finding it, and then I found it today. That's how selective focus works. You're looking for something, or you have something in mind, you learn about something, and suddenly it appears. It's because your brain was filtering it out before. The secret is not real, it is not metaphysics, it is just how the human mind works. So, I had a receipt here somewhere. I hope. Oh yeah, here it is. $143.77. So the way that I am sourcing now is I am deprioritizing short-term immediate sales. And sorry, this is a little bit redundant if you've watched more than a couple of my videos recently, but I'm moving over to a strategy where I'm just biting the bullet in terms of tripping over inventory and holding on to stuff for a little bit longer, and I'm going to have to put storage bins in my room, etc., so that I can sell a little bit longer tail stuff. And I'm just extending my timeline away from I need money immediately right now to pay rent. I'm no longer in a financial crisis, and I can afford to sit on stuff for a little bit longer, so I'm just trying to move money into inventory that will sell on a reasonably quick timeline. So I'm not looking up stuff quite as much. Not 100% of that stuff I actually looked up, and I'm just buying stuff on faith like this that I know will eventually sell for a reasonable return. So that's my haul for today, and thank you for watching. There will be some 3 more book report videos coming out. I know that you all love those because they're so exciting. But I mostly just make them for myself so that I can watch them later because I forget everything that I learned because I'm dumb. All right, thanks for watching, guys.